Yes, welcome back to the Sports Show. Time to turn our attention to the Southern Footy League because it's heating up down there. The Prez, as always, Craig Warman in. Mate, it's starting to go from red hot to white hot, and there's a couple of teams that are starting to create a gap through this finals.
Yeah, well and truly, with the results from last week, as you could see, Christies no longer with us. And again, it's a pretty bad end for Christies when you look at for most of the season, we're sitting in second position.
Sitting in there, sitting right up there.
And
that's right.
Knocked out into an elimination final. And then Rinella got him early. After that, it was...
Sorry, who got him early?
Rinella.
Yeah, right.
Rinella. You and Billy's team. Hey, just be careful.
Just a lazy 16-16 too, if you don't mind.
Yep. We've got a black and white man here. He might jump on your ship.
Jump on, mate. Come on.
Now that his side's out.
I've never been off them. I've always been a Rinella man. I don't know what you're carrying on about.
There's some speculation you were with Cove, mate.
Go you wine place. No, that's Endo. That's Endo.
Endo, is it? Oh, right. Well, let's talk about it, mate. Rinella 16-16, 112. Christies Beach 11-8, 64. Was it Aldinga? 34 points between the two of them. Was it the pressure of the game or was it swirling wind?
No. We got a bit of a shower right at the start of the game, which made the ball a little bit slippery. But certainly the Aldinga ground was terrific. It was just the pressure of the game.
So, mate, Rinella got out of the blocks. They're 5 goals up at the end of the first quarter. Kind of looked, if you look at the score sheet, you go, well, second, third and fourth quarter stayed the same. That first quarter was where the damage was done.
Yeah, very much so. And Christies were always chasing their tail, so to speak, and just couldn't get it. They got to within 7 points in the last quarter before Rinella kicked again, and pretty comfortable win in the end.
Who decides where they play? You?
Yeah.
Yep. And what criteria? I mean, Aldinga's ground is in good nick. I actually saw Aldinga's ground. But you make that call?
Yeah, we do.
Do clubs sort of lobby? Get the games?
Yeah, they do, to a certain extent. But what we base our thing on, Baz, is very much we look at the forecast, and we like to try and keep reasonably close to the coast because they're in the actual sand belt.
Okay.
So if it does get really heavy rain and whatever, you can't play at Rinella, you can't play at Flagstaff Hill because it just become bog heaps.
Yeah.
Whereas your Christies, your Noarlunga, your Aldinga, and Port Noarlunga grounds in that sand belt tend to dry out a lot quicker.
All okay. Yeah.
So, mate, if your name's got Lock in it somewhere, either Lockett or Port Lock, you're going to get a couple of good ones. So Lock 5, Port Lock with 3, they're pretty dominant.
Very much so. Mitchy Portlock, bit of a steal for Rinella this one because 6-time premiership player at Wollonga came across as an assistant coach.
Pulled him on.
And mate, can still find the footy. And again, kick-started Rinella, got too early and handed off a couple. So he's in really good form. Benny Lockett's been playing full-back for ever.
Shane Allen,
well, that's what they started.
Stroke,
I got a message that that's what they were calling him out on the training track last week because the week before he kicked 6 against Aldinga and then backed it up with a 5-fer on the weekend.
Pull the rabbit out of the hat,
against Christies.
Mate, we were surprised by the other game. Noarlunga 14-12, 96. Got Port Noarlunga 4-7, 31. It was at Christies Beach. They were able to keep Port Noarlunga scoreless in the first half. Now, Port Noarlunga couldn't be playing that bad, and although Noarlunga have been playing well, would have been surprised.
Oh, very much so. We thought this was going to be the close one of the round, and to see Porties throw up a display like that would be very concerning to their coach because it doesn't get any easier because now they're in the first semi this week against a red-hot Rinella.
Yeah.
And again, when you look at the blokes that Rinella got back, Bodie Souter and McGreary from South Adelaide, it just gives them a little bit of oomph going forward. Nick Steele came back for Port Noarlunga. Didn't have his best game, but will be better for the run. But Porties could be in trouble now.
So what was their record like through the year, Noarlunga v Port Noarlunga? What was it?
Oh, it was one each.
Okay.
Porties got them early at their ground, and Noarlunga mid-season beat them on their ground. So the form going in was pretty reasonable.
Second playing third, you would have gone at the end of the season. That's why I was surprised when I looked at the score. I went, wow, nothing. Yeah, made a couple of calls and they're going, boys, we're done at half time. I went, okay, it's pretty ugly.
Yeah, very much.
9 scorers for Noarlunga, 9 goal scorers, 9 different scorers. That makes it difficult to play against a team that's got multiple scorers. So the game coming up, mate, where Port Noarlunga and Rinella go at it, Rinella have got some scorers too. Can Port Noarlunga shut anyone down in the forward line? Because they're going to have to. If they let 9 scorers for Noarlunga get going, Rinella get to that, it's all over.
Yeah, but Rinella are a little bit more predictable.
System's different.
So to speak.
Yep.
Noarlunga are a run and gun
Yep.
and play that little bit of unsociable type footy.
Yep.
Port Noarlunga more, probably a little bit more skilled.
Yep.
But I reckon Rinella have got them.
Ooh.
I reckon Rinella have got them, and Porties will be out in straight sets.
You're saying that because Phil's sitting there? Yeah.
So I saw both games.
That's the Sunday game at 2:30. Sunday 2:30, Noarlunga up against Rinella. Semi-final, the other one that's the interesting one is Flagstaff Hill, of course, had the rest. And they've been the dominant team all year. We all know they've been terrific. But Noarlunga just are hitting some really good form at the right time. This could be a belter of a game. Could you see an upset in it?
You could.
It'd be a brave man to tip against Flaggies, but it's not without the realms. If you had said 3 months ago, Noarlunga might tip them over, you would have gone, oh, mate, I don't know about that. But all of a sudden, they've just got enough.
But we take
There's a whiff.
Yeah, we take the form guy back 6 weeks ago.
Yep.
And Noarlunga played Flaggies at home.
Yep.
Shut him out for 3 quarters.
Yeah.
And Flaggies come home with a wet sail, kicked 6-0 in the last quarter.
Yep.
And won the game by 3 points. So, and there's a lot of built-up tension in regards to this particular game. They've been at each other for the last 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
And you'd be a brave man to tip against Flaggies because they've had the week's break. There's some maybe a little bit of doubt about Nick Mott with a broken nose and a possible hemi. But
soft tissues are.
yeah, and he's the big linchpin. He's along with his brother Tom and Sammy Miller, really set Noarlunga about. But the big man for Noarlunga, Schultze, one of the best rucking displays I've seen all season, and he sets them on fire, gets them first use, and up against some pretty good ruckmen from Flaggies. They don't mind whether they win or lose the tap because they got such good ball getters in the middle. So they'll be able to read off Schultze. But this looms as a terrific game.
Who are you tipping?
I'll stay with the favourites, Flaggies. But as I said, don't be surprised if Noarlunga roll them.
Where are we playing?
That one will be at Christies Beach.
Yeah.
And the other game will be at Noarlunga, the Rinella Port Noarlunga game.
Okay, mate, we've got to wrap it up just quickly. The breakfast, 21st of September.
21st of September at the Emu Hotel.
At what's the start time?
Yeah, 7 o'clock. Get
7
in.
o'clock.
And $30 a ticket and all you can eat. And we'll.
If you want to book, Emu Hotel.
Emu Hotel or the Southern Footy League.
Southern Footy League. It'll be a great show. Stay with us. Still plenty to come on the show.